Blessings upon blessings. Blessings on Monica. Y'all come on in and please do share. It's gonna be for you a little while tonight just to speak and to say what it is that has been given to me as spiritual insight and to pray for you and each person who may come in and out of this time, whether now or later. So that to put ourselves in a space of clearing all of the things that could hinder us from being able to hear clearly tonight. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Put yourself in a position where you are able to take these deep breaths with me. Remember that you are breathing in the breath of life. Y'all forgive me tonight if I seem a little emotional, emotional tonight. Life is happening for all of us. And so tonight's message is to remind you of a few things when you are in a journey. It's important for you to stay as grounded as possible, trusting that all things indeed work together for your good. And with the weight that comes along with everyday life and everyday decisions, and the weight that comes along with a task or a call or an assignment, we all have our own. And there's a certain level of weight and pressure that comes along with those assignments because it helps us to decide whether or not we can be the ones that endure through it. If we really are going to be able to go into it with a pure heart at that. So the pressure may seem like much, but the trying comes so that you know whether you're fit for the journey ahead. Many many things will come to challenge that. You say you're ready, you say you want this, you say you're gonna let God use you, you're gonna do that, it's gonna come. You're gonna be put in positions where you have to decide whether you will allow things to shake you off the tree, off the branch, or whether you're gonna stand strong and stay rooted. Some of the challenges that you've been presented with over this past 6 to 8 months, whoever I'm talking to. But some of the things that you've been enduring over the past 6 to 8 months had you feeling like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't be this. I can't show up and be what it is that, I know that God is telling me that I am, but also that's been confirmed for you over and over and over again. And you begin to look at this situation and you're like, no, I don't know if I can. And I want you to know that, believe it or not, because we are to live by faith and not by sight, every decision that you make is up to you. But it's just to determine whether or not a person is ready to go to the depths that they say they are. I've been talking to my team members for a while, from probably before last year, but definitely a lot over the past 6 to 8 months or so, or a little bit longer, and kind of preparing them for the season that I'm getting ready to walk into. And I'm not sure if it really took not, but it's here. It's been here for months. And I look at the situations and I say, am I in this simply because I need to make a name of it? Or am I in this because I really want to do this work? I really want to speak these messages out loud. Carrying this love walk message across the globe is going to present certain challenges when I get there, when I'm there, when I'm in those spaces. And so the other challenges that are here right now are those things to say, yeah, I know you got this on your back, you got this on your back, this is not working, that's not working, and you're out here pretty much even surrounded by people. When you're going through certain stages in life, it feels like everything about it is isolated, and there's nothing or no one who can change it or help. Uh, and throughout your life, you have gone through your own situations like that. I don't know to what extreme or to what level, but we all go through what is called our trying wilderness seasons. If you're in this position, will you still believe? And because all of this is about being transformed by the renewing of your mind, or letting this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Joshua, then you must know that there are going to be some things, but God would not allow us to be tempted past what we can bear. So once that level of bearing is up, once it's reached its max, then He'll provide a way of escape for you. When Jesus was led into the wilderness to be tempted of the adversary, he went through his testing periods, and then at the end of it, in one of the gospels, it says that then the angels came to minister to him. So tonight, I just want you to know that we are in a place right now where you are just a step away from giving that answer that is going to end this season of growth and temptation for you, and your angels are being dispatched to minister to you. But if you notice, while you were in the situations and while you are in the situations, the angels were not said to be there, right? Not in that moment, not to minister to you. You had to endure it to see what your capacity was. You had to see what your capacity was. I love you too. Good to see you. And your capacity is not for anybody else to decide. It is all about you. You taking on the fullness and the wholeness of who you are. And most of us, we don't ever fully get to that place because too many things come to threaten us and to scare us out of it. Shikataya, mansoko rebakataya. Haha, yes, God. Some things come to scare you just a bit to see whether or not you're going to run away or whether you're going to stand. Whether you truly believe that this is who God says I am, this is who I'm meant to be in this earth, and no matter what comes, I'm really going to stand. And I'm talking to y'all real tonight. We ain't talking about some little tiny moments in your world. We already been through those stages. We already went through, and it felt like it was huge at the time. You were going through a little bit relationship transitions, or you were going through the loss of a job, or you were going through, just some things that, and I don't say this to be to be funny, but you were dealing with surface level things. God was building on that to see, okay, well, you passed that little bit. Let's go ahead and get to this next place. Because if the task ahead of you is tall, is big, then these questions and these circumstances and these trials will come. Before crucifixion time, and we just got done with crucifixion and resurrection time according to our biblical stories. We just got through with the shifting in the cosmos, right? We know, well, if you don't know, but most of us probably do know that when the resurrection time, the season comes in the earth, and we celebrate that, the spring solstice and the equinox and the change in the universal factors, God caused there to be a certain thing that happens in the cosmos when it's happening. So all of these shifts have happened. And before that time, though, in biblical times, Jesus was asking them questions along the way to kind of prepare their minds and their hearts to say, "Hey, this thing is coming. These things are about to happen. Like, where are you at with that?" Right? He asked the disciples different questions. He asked about them watching with him for an hour. He asked, um, "Do you know who I am?" He asked a lot of different questions to prepare them for what was coming. And what's coming is this crucifixion, this death on the cross, this death, this burial, and then resurrection. They thought they were ready. They thought they were ready, but they weren't ready. I'm sharing that with you right now is because God's been asking you questions over these months. And you've been getting all of these different thoughts and dreams and visions, and a lot of stuff has been happening. He's been asking you, are you ready? Do y'all remember in the scriptures where it talked about the disciples and things that they may have had to leave behind? And even those who choose to follow the teachings of Christ Joshua and follow that particular path or way, it asked the question, like, are you sure? Because you'll have to give up some things to do this. Because what his mission was to deconstruct or reconstruct the religious organizations and communities of his time. Well, in the group that he was born into, he learned, he grew, he gained, he matured in a lot of different ways. And then here comes that moment of baptism, and this is my son whom I'm well pleased, just to be led into a wilderness time in a time of temptation. So when God asks you if you're ready for something, He's asking for all intents and purposes because it's for those who are willing to be able to say, yeah, I want to go, or but I know that this area I'm weak in. Being able to face yourself and be honest with where you are in your walk. Are you ready for the weight that comes along with what you say you want, what you say you desire, what you say you're called to? If we're still dealing with emotional turmoil in a way, then how do you deal with it on the next place or in the next place that you're going? Every lesson, everything leading up to this point has been for you to know exactly who you are and what you possess on the inside, not having a form of godliness and denying the power thereof, but definitely acknowledging the power to choose, the power to create with your heart and with your mind. Fear creates, but faith also creates. Are you ready? I asked this to the group of ladies last night that I coached. It's like, are you really ready for God to reveal, to show you? And are you up for the task? Without it hardening your heart. Aha. Some people think when they go into these situations that the whole purpose of these situations is to show them other people and all that. And you may see the heart of others based on their actions. But it's also to see what's in your heart and which way your mind is going and if you are ready to enter into this next season of your life. Thank you, Destiny, for your seed. Are you ready? Come on, y'all. Let's take this deep breath in. Take another deep breath in. On this third breath, I want you to inhale as deeply as possible. Hold that breath in gratitude, thanking God for the breath that we breathe, that with every breath we take, there's a new opportunity. Take that deep breath in. I simply want you to sit in this moment. And as we sit here together tonight, you're going to set an intentional question within yourself. The question is not for me to know about, it's for you to know about as we get ready to go into prayer and flow. I want you to get that question within yourself and try not to ask questions like, why me? Or, God, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? Or any of those things. You don't want to ask questions that you really don't want to know the answers to. But what you may want to ask is along the lines of, God, how can I increase my faith? Or, God, what is it that you're trying to bring out of me that I need to be able to either yield to or choose not to yield? What direction would you have me to go? Ask all questions that lead to the pressing up and not to something else that may cause you to feel depressed or sad or emotional if you get that answer. So go ahead and set that intention, set that question, hold it in your heart. Because I'm so cold. First and foremost, oh God, I ask that you would create in us a clean heart and renew a right spirit within us, even in this very moment. Despite what may be going on in our lives, allow us to be able to do a heart check and not to hold on to anything against another individual. Father, help us to forgive so that we also may be forgiven. Help to forgive our debts as we forgive those with debts against us or those who owe. And we know that we should owe no man nothing but to love them. And so we are asking God for you to build on this love that you've given to us, that you are in and through us, that we'll only walk towards the direction of total and complete healing. I hear the Lord say that as you continue to put your focus on the things that are not, as you continue to focus on the things that you don't have, the things that don't seem to be working, you'll continue to recycle those same things. And you'll stay continuously with the question of what's wrong with me, why is this happening to me? But you already know that it's happening because it's life and life is neutral and we all go through diverse trials and tribulations. They are inevitable. They happen because we live in the world together and with multiple people. So our job is to only deal with our own hearts and pray for those curse you, pray and bless those who despitefully use you. Again, I told y'all before, we are all going to be used. We're supposed to be used for that thing that is natural within us, for our gifts, for our talents and abilities. But being despitefully used means that there are those who may take advantage of your kindness, may um, take advantage of an opportunity that you've given them, and they're not mature enough to see the thing all the way through. Things are going to present itself. That this is about you. They used to sing the song a long time ago that he never said a mumbling word. He never said a mumbling word for me. In other words, he didn't respond back in a negative way to the things that were happening in his life. One, he was prepared by knowing that there was something that would come. So that's that honesty, right? Being honest with ourselves that we can feel it, like something's coming, something's shifting, something's changing. Ah, my soul. Go within yourself even now at this moment. Pray that prayer along with me. Oh God, create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. Take another deep breath in. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. And trust that all of your steps are ordered by me. All things work together for good. Those who love me and those who are the called according to my purpose. As for the ability to see through pure lenses, I know there are challenges. I know that you're looking around. There's somebody listening to me, and you're literally looking all around you, wondering, who can I really trust? See, it's also in the times like these when the entire earth is shifting, the entire globe is changing and shifting, that we all begin to feel really alone sometimes because you got you and your whole inner circle, and everybody's going through something. So it causes a bit of an isolation for the most part, so that we can dissect through what is shifting, what is remaining going forward. But you've been feeling and just kind of offbeat about things to the point where you're like, I don't even know who I can trust at this point. I don't know if I can trust anybody at this point. This is a tactic of the enemy who's gone to and fro, of course, seeking whom he may devour. What devours us more than our broken hearts and our depressions and our emotions and our feelings based on what has been done to us and said to us? It dominates. Traumas and issues that we've gone through that we don't heal, we end up spilling that out on others as we go along because we choose not to heal it. But life is happening all around you. It's happening even right now in this very moment. But you have got to decide what you are going to allow to drive you. I've gone through so many dynamics and shifts over the years that yes, everything in me could totally be ready to faint. Not be weary alone, but I mean ready to faint. Like just, but what's my decision still? That's what I have to ask myself. Like, are you in it? Why are you in it? I'm in it because I know that there are people who are broken out here for all different type of reasons, and I just want to be able to speak this message of love as you've given it to me. But if that's your reason for doing it, keep doing it for that reason. No matter what comes out of the woodworks, because we're walking by faith and not by sight. Literally, we're walking blindly into everything because we trust God's hand, we trust what is going to happen, and that's where that all things work together for good again comes in. Joseph said to his brothers, "What you meant for evil, God meant it for good, to bring me to this place where I will feed many." He's saying, I didn't like what happened coming through, but I know why I'm here now. And your brokenness and what you were going through. And I tell people this all the time. Joseph's brothers wasn't really no different than the rest of us. You know, nobody wants to feel like their parent has a favorite child, right? You want to be treated equally. You know, you want to be treated with love on every front. It doesn't mean that some won't be more compatible with the parent's personality as them, but you still don't get mistreated. Nobody wants to feel as if they're the outcast or they're not accepted. And his brothers, they felt what they felt. So with those feelings of not being a favorite, feeling abandoned, rejection, and all of that, they made decisions and did things to their very own brother because of what they were feeling. So their hearts were going through what it was going through. They felt slighted and they made this decision. That's still a all things works together. It's still a all things works. It's still a all things works together for the good. It's still all things work together. And it may feel awful. And then when you look up, when Joseph looked up to think, these were not just random people who did this, these were family, these were my brothers. and this is happening. And then he gets pulled out of there because one of the brothers again had the conscience. So it's like, no, we can't just do that to him. Pulled him out of there. He sold him into slavery. He goes to prison and everything. He's giving his best. He's doing what he's doing. And of course, we can't say that he was without flaw because, of course, he was living back then and we were not there. But the accusation to have him ripped away from this place where he was in slavery, but became, a leader in that regard, and to have the accusations come to be thrown into prison for those things. He went through it all to end up in his rightful place. I know it doesn't feel good to hear what I'm saying tonight because nobody wants to look forward to a time coming where their faith and their loyalty to doing the will of God is put into question. Job didn't have to go to slavery or prison or any of those things, but he had to endure some things. Every person you ever read about it up until Christ Joshua endured some things, all different circumstances. Your circumstances is not going to be that. Prayerfully, it won't have to be anything close to those things. Job lost everything. Jacob went through his emotions, ended up in that place. Jesus ended up on the cross, crucified, and died. Hopefully, that will not be the full extent of what you may have to endure. But looking at things symbolically, not wearing it in your mind and holding on to it, because we ain't trying to manifest nothing we do not want to experience, of course. But the point is that you're going to get to that final place, that place that you're supposed to be, the outcome that was promised. These are the times that challenges every prophetic word and every promise that you've ever received. And you like, God, one love, one God for long. Many blessings to you. But you get challenged. You feel like you all alone in your circumstances and situations. And God is saying, I can never leave you nor forsake you. I'm present. But everything around you says something different. You feel as if God is nowhere present. But God can never leave. He's everywhere. He's all things at the same time, all the time. So not just getting yourself and putting yourself in the position where you're able to navigate the seasons of your life because you are obviously fit for it. Because if not, you wouldn't be having the challenges along the way to prove that you are fit for it. Speak, oh God, to those that you need to hear it. Message those who have an ear. Let them hear what you are saying in this moment. I hear this page turner. Your life is a page turner. So whomever I'm talking to, maybe you're supposed to be writing a book or something along those lines that comes from your you having a page turner of a life. Things that people will read about, want to understand, so that you can, and here's the thing, so that you can give a triumphant testimony. So write if you're intended to write. You made all things new, yes, you made all things new, and I will follow you forward, forward. forward. I heard that song in my spirit. You make all things new, and I will follow you forward. This right here is a moment. I don't know what your intentions were, but this is a moment for the one who asked these questions. This, are you ready to follow it forward? Learning and adopting this mindset of Christ, recognizing that the kingdom is within. Are you ready to take on that narrative? Are you ready to be able to stand up in the midst of the teachings or the things that may be causing you to grow, help you to grow? I will follow you forward, forward, forward. I don't know if many of us realize that in order for the new to emerge, new it's basically talking about something that is no longer old. And so we go from one dynamic to the next. Are we ready for new? And did we realize that asking for new or realizing that new is coming means that something else has to be pruned. Something else has to shift. So Rebecca, it is to the one who is selfless that I speak to right now. In other words, you're willing to do. Blessings, LaMonica. I love you much. Are you willing to do what's needed? Well, your selflessness has proven that you're willing to do what is necessary to stand for God, for the journey of returning back to your wholeness. Oftentimes, when you make those agreements, it seems like everything is even harder. But please do not give up your selfless nature. That's a part of that temptation. Put on love. I told y'all that the greatest commandment is to love, then the greatest temptation must be not to. So don't allow it to sway you so far that you want to harden your heart, make it cold and callous, because that's the greatest temptation. Father, I lift up each and every one of these wonderful, powerful individuals to you, and I ask that you would cause them to be able to rest tonight. No overthinking, no trying to figure out what's happening, what's going on with no situation. Just allow them to be able to be at total and complete peace within their hearts, embracing the fullness of your absolute unconditional love. I thank you for their existence. I thank you for the time we get to spend. That you bless them and bless them indeed. 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 Bless them, oh God, bless them. Bless, bless them. May peace be their portion, joy be their portion. Shintabaso Rebakata. And remind them that all is well. In the name and the nature of the Christ, it is so and so it is. Amen. And hallelujah. Many blessings to everyone tonight. I pray that you are really able to sit with God and ask the questions that you need to and get the answers that you need. Just as weary as you are right now, as much as you may want to give up, it seems like it's one thing after another. Just remember that one of these steps is going to be the one where you are through the mourning, through with the weeping, and allow joy to come. I love you just because I can, and many blessings.